In these scrolls, we find biblical manuscripts, copies of the Bible that are 1,000 years older than any previously known copy of the Bible.
Want a science and history combo headline? Quantum AI, the most advanced tech on the planet, has uncovered a secret buried for over 2,000 years. Hidden deep within the ancient Dead Sea Scrolls was something no one saw coming. We're not talking about faded ink or lost verses, we're talking about a message that could change everything. It's a mix of science, mystery, and ancient wisdom that sounds more like sci-fi than real life. If what experts found holds up, history may never look the same again. Ancient texts, modern mysteries. The Dead Sea Scrolls have fascinated scholars, historians, and curious minds around the world for more than 7 decades. These ancient manuscripts, tucked away in caves near the Dead Sea, have been a treasure trove of insight into early Jewish history and religion. But even after years of study, the scrolls still hold secrets, hidden layers waiting to be uncovered. Imagine dusty, fragile parchment written in ancient Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, crumbling at the edges but whispering stories from over 2,000 years ago. That's the essence of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Ancient voices bridging the past and present. They've helped scholars understand the cultural and religious context of the Second Temple period, shining light on the beliefs and practices that influenced the development of Judaism and Christianity. But despite all the research and translations, some parts of the scrolls remain fragmented or faded beyond easy comprehension. That's where technology has begun to change the game. Traditional methods, careful human translation and painstaking reconstruction, have their limits. Some of the scrolls' mysteries have stayed just out of reach, buried beneath layers of damage or the complexity of the languages themselves. But now, with advances in artificial intelligence and quantum computing, we're stepping into a new era of discovery. What if a computer could not only read what humans can see, but also detect faint traces of writing beneath the visible ink? What if it could decode symbols and languages that have baffled scholars for decades? This is exactly what quantum AI, an extraordinary blend of next-gen computing and artificial intelligence, has been designed to do. By harnessing the power of quantum algorithms, researchers can analyze enormous amounts of data from high-resolution scans, spectral images, and linguistic databases simultaneously. This means not just piecing together torn fragments, but actually revealing hidden writings that have been invisible to human eyes, and even to traditional digital methods. The implications are enormous. Suddenly, we're not just revisiting known texts with fresh eyes. We're opening the door to entirely new content, words, ideas, and messages that have been locked away for centuries, now resurfacing thanks to the power of quantum AI. The technology doesn't just translate the past, it decodes layers of history, culture, and possibly even thought processes that could reshape our understanding of ancient civilizations. What exactly has quantum AI found in these ancient scrolls? That's where things get truly extraordinary. We're talking about a discovery that goes beyond confirming what we already know. It challenges the way we think about history, religion, and even reality itself. When future meets the past. If you think of archaeology as dusty brushes and slow, careful digs, think again. The future of uncovering ancient secrets is happening at the speed of quantum computing, and it's rewriting the way we understand history. Enter quantum AI, the cutting-edge technology that's part artificial intelligence, part quantum computer, and 100% mind-blowing. What makes quantum AI so special? Let's break it down. Quantum computing is a huge leap beyond classical computers. While your laptop uses bits, ones and zeros, to process information, quantum computers use qubits, which can be both 0 and 1 at the same time, thanks to a quirky quantum phenomenon called superposition. This allows them to handle mind-bogglingly complex calculations and data patterns way faster than traditional machines. Now, mix this power with artificial intelligence, which is all about machines learning and finding patterns in data. Quantum AI is basically an ultra-intelligent superbrain with the ability to sift through mountains of data. Think terabytes of ancient text images, spectral scans, and linguistic clues, and spot things humans can't. When researchers turned quantum AI loose on the Dead Sea Scrolls, it wasn't just about scanning faded ink, it was about unraveling the deep, layered mysteries hidden beneath the surface. Using advanced imaging techniques like multispectral and hyperspectral scanning, they captured details invisible to the naked eye. Then, quantum AI analyzed these images in a fraction of the time it would take human scholars, sorting through jumbled, damaged fragments and even reconstructing missing parts with incredible accuracy. This process didn't just enhance the readability of the scrolls. It revealed something totally unexpected, a hidden layer of text that had been overwritten, erased, or concealed for centuries. Now, if you've ever tried to read a palimpsest, a manuscript where the original writing has been scraped off and overwritten, you know it's like trying to catch whispers under a thunderstorm. But quantum AI can tease out these ghost writings by filtering out the visible text and focusing on faint traces underneath, almost like uncovering a secret diary hidden beneath the pages. What it found in the Dead Sea Scrolls went way beyond any previous discoveries. Hidden beneath the well-known biblical and sectarian texts was an entirely new, encoded message. This wasn't just a faded poem or a fragment of a lost sermon. It was a sophisticated philosophical treatise written in a mix of Hebrew, Aramaic, and a mysterious, symbolic language that had baffled linguists. The discovery blew open a whole new world of ancient thought, revealing that the scrolls were not just religious or historical documents. They were a vessel for secret knowledge passed down by an ancient civilization long thought lost to time. Quantum AI's ability to decode this cryptic language, piece by piece, has sparked excitement and debate. It's like opening a time capsule from a civilization that had insights into the universe, consciousness, and reality itself, ideas that eerily echo modern quantum physics and Eastern philosophy. Concepts like interconnectedness, the fabric of reality woven from vibrations, and a cyclical view of time popped out from the scrolls in ways no one expected. It's almost as if the ancients had their own quantum theory, encoded in symbols, waiting for the right technology and the right moment to be understood. And what exactly did this hidden ancient wisdom say? The answers uncovered by quantum AI go far beyond anything we expected, and they might just change everything we thought we knew about history and reality. The hidden codes. What was this mysterious text that quantum AI uncovered beneath the Dead Sea Scrolls? The answer is as mind-blowing as the technology that revealed it. First off, the hidden writing wasn't random scribbles or simple notes. It was an intricate philosophical manuscript, one that had been carefully encoded using a combination of ancient Hebrew, Aramaic, and a puzzling symbolic language that, until now, had been completely undeciphered. This wasn't just a code to keep secrets from outsiders. It was a sophisticated system of communication, weaving together language, symbols, and even mathematical concepts to convey ideas that were far ahead of their time. Quantum AI's decoding process, which involved cross-referencing ancient linguistic databases and testing countless grammatical patterns, finally unlocked the meaning behind these symbols. What emerged was a worldview unlike any we had seen in the ancient texts before. The text speaks of a civilization that existed long before the rise of the known Jewish sects, predating the Second Temple period by centuries. This culture had developed a profound understanding of the cosmos, consciousness, and the fabric of reality. Their philosophy centered around what they called the harmony of the spheres, a concept suggesting that the universe is not a chaotic place, but a carefully tuned symphony of vibrations and energies. This idea might sound familiar to anyone who's studied music, physics, or spirituality. It echoes Pythagorean theories of cosmic harmony, ancient Eastern beliefs about energy and balance, and even modern scientific ideas like string theory and quantum entanglement. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. The text implies that this lost civilization discovered ways to influence reality itself through alignment with these cosmic vibrations. In other words, they believed consciousness and the physical world were deeply interconnected, and by understanding this connection, one could affect change on both levels. This concept challenges the traditional materialistic worldview that separates mind and matter. Instead, it suggests a universe where everything is entangled, where thoughts, actions, and physical phenomena are intertwined in a dynamic dance. Further passages describe ethical guidelines based on this interconnectedness, principles of harmony, respect, and balance that governed how people lived and interacted with the world around them. But there's more. Scattered throughout the text are coded prophecies, or patterns predicting significant events in human history. These include the rise and fall of empires, the spread of monotheistic religions, and even technological leaps, such as the Industrial Revolution and the digital age.
This amazing discovery happened when a Middle Eastern shepherd found some forgotten-about jars in a forgotten-about cave near the Dead Sea.
This cyclical perspective of history stands in contrast to the linear narratives we're used to. Instead of a straight timeline, history is portrayed as a series of repeating patterns, waves of rise, decline, and transformation tied to cosmic cycles. The text even suggests that humanity is currently approaching a critical turning point, a moment of profound change where old systems collapse and new understandings emerge. These revelations raise profound questions. Who were these people? How did their knowledge influence subsequent cultures? And why was this knowledge hidden or overwritten in the scrolls? One theory is that this lost civilization was an advanced, perhaps secretive society whose teachings were deliberately concealed to protect their wisdom or prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. Alternatively, it might represent an ancient philosophical current that was absorbed, modified, or suppressed as religious and political powers shaped the historical record. Whatever the case, quantum AI's discovery reveals a dimension of history that we've barely begun to explore, a world of ancient knowledge that resonates surprisingly with some of today's most cutting-edge ideas. It's as if the scrolls were waiting for a technology like quantum AI to unlock a timeless message about the universe, consciousness, and humanity's place within it. So, now that we've peeked into the hidden messages from that lost ancient civilization, the big question is, why does it matter? Why should we care about some secret text buried under the Dead Sea Scrolls? Well, the answers could shake up how we understand the foundations of religion, science, and the very story of human history. Religion, science, and history reimagined. For centuries, the Dead Sea Scrolls have been a critical window into early Judaism and the roots of Christianity. They've helped scholars trace how religious ideas developed and spread. But this new finding suggests that some of those foundational ideas might have even older, more complex origins than we imagined. If this lost civilization influenced or preceded the Jewish sects whose writings we're familiar with, it means that key spiritual concepts, like the idea of cosmic harmony, the interconnectedness of life, or the cyclical nature of time, may have been part of human knowledge long before the major monotheistic religions formed. That could rewrite our understanding of how religious beliefs evolved.
Monumental archaeological discovery.
Instead of seeing religions as isolated or strictly linear developments, we might recognize them as layers built on shared ancient wisdom, modified by culture and history. The discovery hints at a hidden thread of universal spirituality woven throughout time. One of the most thrilling implications is the surprising overlap between this ancient philosophy and modern quantum physics. The harmony of the spheres and the idea that reality is woven from interconnected vibrations sound almost like a mystical description of quantum entanglement or string theory. This discovery could offer a new framework for bridging the gap between science and spirituality, two fields often seen as conflicting. It suggests that ancient thinkers, far from being primitive, had insights that align with today's scientific understanding of the universe's fundamental nature. Imagine a future where physics and philosophy come together to explore
About these scrolls, where they're located, and the people who wrote them.
not just the external universe, but consciousness itself, where spiritual traditions gain new validation from science, and science embraces the mysteries of consciousness and interconnectedness. Perhaps most provocatively, the discovery challenges the traditional, linear timeline of history. Instead of a straightforward march from ancient times to the modern era, the scroll's hidden text presents a cyclical view, history as waves of rise, fall and rebirth tied to cosmic cycles. This view has been largely sidelined in mainstream history, but it appears deeply embedded in the ancient worldview revealed by quantum AI. If history really does unfold in cycles, it means we might be approaching a pivotal moment, a profound transformation echoing those that came before. This cyclical concept also invites us to think differently about progress, civilization, and even our current global challenges. Instead of seeing change as purely disruptive or linear, we might recognize patterns and lessons from the past
ammunition or something like that, because in World War II
that help us navigate the future. The ancient text also carries ethical teachings rooted in interconnectedness and harmony. This challenges the often individualistic, competitive worldview that dominates today. Instead, it encourages respect for balance between humans and nature, among communities, and within ourselves. Such a philosophy could be revolutionary in guiding how we address environmental crises, social inequalities, and personal well-being. It's a reminder that ancient wisdom may hold keys to some of today's most pressing problems. Power of quantum computing. The mind-blowing revelations we've talked about wouldn't be possible without a huge leap forward in technology. Quantum AI, the blend of quantum computing and artificial intelligence,
this comes down into the fridge, and then your processor sits at the bottom here.
is the real star behind the scenes, turning what once seemed impossible into reality. Traditional computers, like the one you're using now, process information using bits, simple zeros and ones. Quantum computers, however, operate with qubits, which can be 0, 1, or both at the same time, thanks to a property called superposition. This allows quantum computers to perform many calculations simultaneously, making them incredibly powerful for certain complex problems. But quantum computing is still in its infancy. What really turbocharges its potential is pairing it with artificial intelligence, the technology that helps machines learn patterns, languages, and data structures. Together, quantum AI can tackle problems that classical computers can only dream of solving quickly or at all. The Dead Sea Scrolls are fragile and damaged. Some texts are barely visible, faded by time, or overwritten by later scribes. To reveal hidden writings, scientists first used multispectral imaging, taking pictures of the scroll fragments in different wavelengths of light, from ultraviolet to infrared. Each wavelength highlights different features of the manuscripts, like faint ink traces or erased text. But these images generate massive amounts of data. That's where quantum AI comes in, quickly processing this huge volume of visual information,
Quantum computing resources that can be made accessible through the cloud.
filtering noise and isolating meaningful signals. One of the toughest challenges was the undeciphered symbolic language found beneath the visible texts. Traditional methods of translation rely on known alphabets and grammar rules, but these symbols were mysterious. Quantum AI tackled this by running thousands of linguistic models simultaneously, testing which combinations of symbols made logical sense. It cross-referenced ancient languages like Hebrew and Aramaic, explored mathematical patterns, and even compared symbolic logic from unrelated cultures. This approach let quantum AI hypothesize and verify possible translations at speeds humans couldn't match, eventually cracking the code. Many scroll fragments were incomplete or damaged. Quantum AI used pattern recognition to piece together these fragments, suggesting how missing parts might have originally read. By comparing hundreds of scroll pieces, linguistic styles, and thematic elements, it created a more complete picture than ever before. To make sense of the coded prophecies, quantum AI analyzed historical timelines,
These quantum properties allow quantum computers to operate,
comparing predicted events in the text with known historical facts. This probabilistic matching helped researchers separate meaningful correlations from random coincidences. Reactions and road ahead. News of quantum AI's discovery in the Dead Sea Scrolls has sent ripples through the worlds of academia, religion, and the public imagination alike. As with any groundbreaking finding, The responses are a mix of excitement, skepticism, and deep curiosity. Scholars around the globe have greeted the discovery with cautious optimism. Many praise the technological breakthrough. The ability to use quantum AI to decode ancient, damaged texts is undeniably a leap forward for archaeology and linguistics. It's a new frontier, says Dr. Miriam Elbaz, a leading historian of ancient Near Eastern cultures. This technology lets us access voices from the past we never thought we'd hear again. At the same time, experts stress the need for rigorous peer review and replication. The complexity of the symbolic language and the boldness of the interpretations require careful scrutiny. Some linguists remain skeptical about certain translations, urging the research teams to publish their data and methodologies for open analysis.
We must remember that the Bible which we have today is considerably late.
Religious scholars are also engaging with the findings, recognizing that the ancient philosophical ideas revealed could offer fresh perspectives on the roots of spirituality. While some traditionalists approach the discovery warily, fearing challenges to orthodox beliefs, others welcome it as an opportunity for dialogue and growth. Beyond academia, the discovery has captured the public's imagination. Documentaries, podcasts, and social media discussions are buzzing with theories and interpretations. People are drawn to the idea that ancient civilizations might have grasped concepts that resonate with modern science and spirituality. There's also a broader cultural conversation about the role of technology in uncovering history. Quantum AI's success shows how blending human curiosity with cutting-edge machines can transform what we know about our past and ourselves. The story doesn't end here. Researchers are continuing to analyze the scrolls, expand quantum AI's applications, and explore other ancient manuscripts that might hold hidden secrets. There's a growing sense that we are at the dawn of a new era in historical discovery. Moreover, this breakthrough invites us all to rethink how we approach knowledge, acknowledging that history, science, and spirituality are deeply interconnected, and that new tools can illuminate unexpected truths. The Dead Sea Scrolls have long been a symbol of mystery and discovery. Now, with quantum AI, they remind us that the past still speaks. It just waits for the right listener and the right technology to bring its stories to light. Thanks for sticking till the end. Subscribe for more interesting contents.